Okay, so far we have been plotting static data. Okay, so data collected at some point in time. But if you have a time series data, then you can have only line plot starting from a particular time period, ending with another time period. Okay, these we haven't discussed this at length, but these are called time series objects. Time series objects will code time value and the value of the time series all in one, and this is different from data frame. So this time series objects can be plotted very easily with what is called ts.plot method. Okay, so we're going to use this air passengers data set, okay, and that has monthly airline passenger data numbers from 1949 to 1960. Okay, so all we have to do is say ts plot, okay, and then air passengers. That's your basic command. So if you run that, then you get your time series plot. Okay, this is not ggplot. ts.plot is a base. Okay, if you ts.plot it's part of the stats library. This is not ggplot. Okay, so now if you want to add some parameters to it, we can say, so that is graph parameters gpars equal to, then you give that as a list and then say, okay, ylab is passengers, okay, xlab is months, okay, and then we can have a title is monthly airline passengers, okay, 1949 through 1960, okay, and I don't have, okay, so this should be within quotation marks to make it into a string. Okay, so now we have the title and the y-axis label and the x-axis label here is months. Okay, so that's your basic time series plot. Okay, if you want to use the ggplot, okay, ggplot with all the bells and whistles that come with ggplot, and so ggplot will only accept data frame. So you have to take the time series object and convert it into a data frame. Okay. On the other hand, if the data frame, if you have a data frame and it already has the date column, then that date column can be used as x-axis in ggplot and you will get a time series plot. So here you have a time series object. Now you want to convert the time series object into a data frame, right? How do you do that? So you need, so here I have a little set of instructions how to do it, and for that you'll need the year mon function. So year month function. Okay, so that is part of a library called zoo. So we need to install zoo, okay, and then we attach the library, we set it up, library zoo, okay, so that's been attached. So now we can do, so if you, there are two things that we want. Okay, we want the values. So if you do as matrix, okay, as matrix, right, air passenger. Okay. So now that's going to give us the values. Okay. We can capture that into say a passenger. Oh, we'll come to that in just a second. Okay. So let's close that. And then we need the time part. The time part will come from, so if you do time air passengers, okay, so that's going to give you the time as the year value dot the fractional value for the month. Okay. We don't know what those fractional values are for January to December. We want January, February, March. So what we need to do is to use, this is the one that comes from Zoo, which is as year mon, as year mon. Okay. Now that's going to convert it to character strings. So it gives you the month and then the date. But unfortunately, the year mon takes the time value and converts it into a character string. Wow, that's not good. We want it as a date. So we need to do as date. So convert the character string into as date. All right, so now we have them as date. Now we need to put these two things together. So here is your value, here is your time, and we want to put these two together into a data frame. So we say data frame, right? We'll give a name for that. So passengers equal to that, right? And then we can say date equal to that. And then close parenthesis for that one. Okay. Now this is going to create our data frame. So let's capture that pass df. Okay, for example, passenger df. Okay. All right. So now we have the data frame. Okay. Let's look at pass df. See passengers and then the date. So now we have converted the time series object into a data frame object, and now we can plot, say ggplot, the data is pass df, right, AES. Now x-axis is date, comma, passengers is the y-axis, and then we say geom line plot. Okay. So now it gives you the same line plot. Okay. Now we can go and add all the other title and x-axis label and y-axis label and all the rest of it can be added to this. Okay. So we have plotting of regular data, okay, line plot, bar chart, stack bar, side by side bar, for raw data, for summarized data, and so on. Then we have histogram, scatter plot, and bar plot. And for time series, we have the lines, geom line.